Okay, maybe second time's the charm. I'm gonna try this again. So some of you guys may know, may not know. I said something on social media about it, but local news station Live 5 News reached out to me yesterday. Apparently, they found out that I had applied to my local school district to be a substitute. And as the decision has not been made yet, there's been an interview and gone through the process, went through the substitute workshop. Um, like I said, I don't know how they found out or got my name, let alone how they found me. But they sent me this little tidbit asking me if I would be interested in doing an interview or why I applied to be a substitute. And I didn't find this message until sometime around 3 o'clock. They sent it about 12 o'clock yesterday. It was about 3 o'clock, 3:18 is when I replied. And the news story was released on the website 2:27. So approximately 2:30 they did the news story. Obviously I didn't make it, but you know.
A Lowcountry school district in need of dozens of substitute teachers, but as our Katie Kamen reports, that district, Dorchester District 2, getting creative with its recruiting to make sure that kids can keep learning in classrooms across the area.
Substitute teachers, a key part of a child's education, according to the Palmetto State Teachers Association.
Not just to take care of the day-to-day operational needs of the school, but really the long-term operational needs of our schools. And really the success of our students is tied up in our ability to recruit and retain great substitute teachers right now.
Patrick Kelly says school districts across the state need many more substitutes.
The need and demand for subs has been growing in recent years, even prior to the pandemic, because we've had a growing teacher shortage crisis in South Carolina.
According to Scott Matthews, the Assistant Personnel Director of Dorchester School District 2, they could also use some more subs.
With the increased demand.
Now I'm going to pause it here for just a minute. Chris Matthews is the guy that I had an interview with and a discussion with. He had somebody else in the conference room with us. I don't remember what her name was. But yeah, I had a discussion / interview with Chris Matthews. And that was sometime last week. I want to say Monday or Tuesday of last week or something. Just wanted to throw that out there because I do keep forgetting his name every time I try to talk about it.
For class coverages right now that we're all experiencing, we certainly have an increased demand for substitutes.
Matthews tells us, in fact, DD2 is on the search for dozens of new substitutes.
Our goal right now is to get 100 more additional substitutes.
That's why, according to Matthews, the district has gotten creative, reaching out to parents and community members via email and social media posts to be substitute teachers.
We've found that there are folks out there who just maybe not know that this opportunity is available. And we want to make sure that everyone is aware of our need and then how important it is.
Matthews says the district is offering incentives like a Friday bonus or long-term assignment bonus, all to make sure they're staffed and ready to serve their students.
I just encourage anyone out there in the community that's interested in this to please don't hesitate to reach out to us.
For Live 5 News, I'm Katie Kamen.
Okay, so yeah, Scott Matthews is the one that I talked to, had an interview with. Also, 2 or 3 other people within the process that I've also spoken with, but he was the one who called me on the phone. There's a substitute workshop. Mr. Cooper, who does most of those, went to the substitute workshop. Sorry. But as you can see, when I mentioned and showed you on the screen that the Live 5 News had reached out, were planning to do an interview as to why I applied, there's a lot of reasons. When I first applied, substitutes were making about $75 a day. Now they're making $90 a day. So just within the application process, the pay has gone up. The pay still isn't that much, and probably still around the poverty level, depending on what they consider poverty, but it's still less than $2,000 a month. Unless you do, like, there is a bonus for working a certain number of Fridays in a row. There's a bonus for working a certain number of consecutive days. And there's also a bonus if you decide to do a long-term sub. I believe you would actually have to talk with Scott about that, but I believe the long-term substitute is substituting the same class for however long the teacher is out. Now, some of the teachers are out for COVID, some teachers are out because they've resigned, some teachers are out because they've got the common cold. There's a couple of teachers that are out because they've had babies recently. It's not all for the same reason. And the other side of that coin is this shortage on teachers as well as a shortage on substitutes has been taking place even before the pandemic. So this is old and ongoing. The truth of the matter is, it's not just here in school district, Dorchester County 2 school district, it's all across the nation and all across the state of South Carolina. But getting back to the question that I was asked, why did I apply to be a substitute? Well, there's a lot of reasons for it. Pay isn't necessarily one of them, although I could actually use some more income. Everybody probably could get. But the reason I applied is, and I've talked about this before, the phrase from John F. Kennedy, former President Kennedy. Ask not what your country can do for you, but what you can do for your country. Well, let's make that into a smaller area of responsibility. Ask not what your community can do for you, but what you can do for your community. It's no secret that I have a servant's heart. Anybody who's been listening or following for a while, you guys know, you've heard me talk about it. I've done several different jobs / career fields where I was trying to serve my country, my community, so on and so forth. You know, and the majority of those jobs I just can't do anymore. So what? I've still got that servant's heart. So why stop? It's also no secret that I've tried to, as many times as I've been in school, as many times as I've changed my major, just twice where I was in the major of secondary education. Still haven't finished it. Actually, I transferred out of that school to an online school, changed my major to something that I was much, much closer to finishing, but I'm still in school. So yeah, I've got a servant's heart. My community says that they need me. Possibly a new position, a new format. That's why. And more than just the community, it's the students that need me. The students who need us. There's a lot of things going on. Students are confused. Students are facing stresses and difficulties that they've never had before. Even when I was growing up here in the school district, students today have things to deal with that kind of fit. And, you know, can I relate? I don't know. Because me being in my 40s versus them being in their teens or even preteens, different processes mentally. Can I help them? Possibly, quite possibly, especially if they want to open up and talk. We can talk about what things were like when I was a kid, talk about some of the things that I've been through that may or may not relate. I can talk about different stressors and stresses that I have had to deal with in the past, as well as what I've dealt with currently. We can talk about failures to offer encouragement. I've got a varied subject background and studies and whatnot, so I can possibly help them to understand some of their material that they don't understand reading from the book or from a social online source or whatever. I'm pretty sure that many of you out there have the same ability. We all come from various backgrounds. Whether we choose to admit it or not, the students are our future, whether they choose to take on a trade job or unskilled manual labor, or they choose to go to college in state or transfer out of state to get a degree and move on from there. They're still our future. And they need our help. They always have. They don't need help from just their parents. They don't need help from just other adults who are parents. Our help. They need our understanding. So, yeah, I've got a servant's heart. That's the reason I chose to be. That's the reason I chose to apply for the substitute teacher position. Honestly, I think that, and I feel that you want to be a part of the community, you should probably consider it too if you have the time. But maybe it's not substitute teaching that you can do. Maybe you don't feel like you have the ability to teach or whatnot. There's other things in our communities that need help. There's volunteer firefighting, there's EMS, there's volunteering at the hospital. You can do just a regular volunteer, you give people directions, taking them to see, helping them to figure out their way around the hospital. You can volunteer in helping to locate a patient or a family member. Paperwork. There's all kinds of things that you can do. I believe even town hall and city hall needs help and volunteers, as well as has open positions for hire and pay that they need to fill. Do you qualify? Are you looking for a job? Servant's heart. You're helping out. That's my reason that I applied to be a teacher, to help out. The school district put out a call, and it's kind of my duty to answer, especially if I'm able to. So, there it is. The other thing I wanted to add is that this is probably going to be my last video for a while. I'm actually going to take a break. I do have some things that I need to refocus and concentrate on personally. One of them is substituting. They turn around and tell me, hey, we need you, so on and so forth. As well as the fact that I'm still in school, so I've got projects and papers to do. A couple of other things that I just need to figure out. I'm going to be taking a break from the video for a while. I kind of felt like after receiving that message, that this topic of discussion would be a good one to have when we're starting that way. Anyway, I guess that's all I've got for now. So until next time, you guys watch your six.